Hey guys, gonna be trying to fix radio antenna on a 96 two-door Integra GSR. I just picked it up and it has one of those retractable antennas, and when I got this car it was snapped off. As you can see, it's the one where you just turn on the car, turn on the radio, and the antenna comes out, turn off the car and it sinks back down. A lot of things could have making it broke. Taking it through a car wash or something with the radio still on probably could have ripped it off. So what you're going to do is there's two pop tabs here and one here. You're going to take off this back plate. When you get here, there's a couple pop tabs there and a 10mm bolt there and there. And once you get those out, it's kind of good enough where you just pull this out of the way a bit. There's the trunk light and the wire for that, and all you got to do is push this tab, pull it down, and here's the actual antenna motor. It's another 10mm bolt. You undo that and then that's free. And then when you get up here, you can use some pieces of change or like 2 screwdrivers, and just be careful you don't scratch your paint. You're just going to turn this until that's loose. Now once the top's done, then you should probably undo this bolt. Here's a water drain tube, so any water that gets out can just drain to the outside. Here's the electrical connection, same thing. You're just going to pull this, push the tab in, pull it down, and this black wire is the actual antenna wire, so I'm going to undo those and get this part free. So as you can see, it looks like there's still some of the antenna in there, so I'm just going to try to use pliers and pull the rest of it out. Looks like it has a couple screws that we're going to undo. This one here and this guy here, and we'll see if we can just take this whole thing off, because the antenna part seems pretty stuck on there. So with this bolt loose and this one completely out, looks like you could just pull the rest of the antenna out. We'll see if we could just pop this piece off. Yeah. And push this piece back down and hopefully it'll just fall right out. So the way I got the rest of the broken antenna out, just took some pliers, pulled off this black piece, and that popped right off. And then this just fell right out. So take this inside and we'll see if we can fit it to it. So I picked up this little shorty antenna off Amazon for $5.99 plus shipping. Feels alright. Nothing too special or crazy about it. Just a piece of plastic carbon fiber. It's most likely fake. Came with a few different adapters to try to fit your whatever application you have, and a couple different size rubber washers. Now the problem is we gotta try to find a way to make it stick to the OEM mounting hole, because I don't just want to glue it or epoxy it somehow to the factory location. I want to make sure to keep as much of it. Alright, little update. Went to a local hardware store. Found out this number 10 by 32 cap nut, which cost a whopping 41 cents. Just doesn't quite fit, but I'm going to hammer it in there and it should fit. And also this guy screws into the bottom of the cap nut. The only problem is with the cap nut installed, it still sticks out a ton, so you'd see a lot of this piece of brass. So what I'm going to do is Dremel off, I don't know, maybe about this much or so, and see how that fits. Also we have these spacers that can help, so you won't see the screws sticking out even with everything back installed the way it is. So we'll see how this fix goes. We also had like flange nuts, which had the little flange which sit up top, but those were a lot bigger. And maybe this black piece would have fit, but I should have brought this package with me, but I didn't, so I went with this guy. It should work. After I Dremel this piece down, I'll see if everything fits. So always wear your eye protection, and we'll get to Dremeling. So what I did here was I just installed the black plastic piece that was there before, and I took that hammer and just hammered in the cap nut. You kind of see around the edges, kind of deformed it a little bit, but hopefully that creates a nice tight seal so we can tighten everything else back to it. Alright, I've got the whole piece screwed back in, put back together the right way. I'm just going to go ahead and put this in. Alright, we got it back installed. That's pretty much the only 10mm nut holding it in. This is the switch to make it go up and down when you turn the radio on and off. I'm just going to leave it unplugged. There's no reason for that motor to get worn out. So I'm just going to close this, button this back up. And up here, you see what we're left with. Just slip your rubber thing over the top. And all you're going to do is start screwing this back down. Like I said, once you start feeling some friction, you can get your 2 screwdrivers out and tighten it up, which is what I'm going to do right now. Alright, now that's tightened up. I thought I was going to have to use this rubber thing, but I don't think I will. And just screw it on. That's how it looks. Not too shabby, looks pretty good. And everything's reversible. Like I said, the antenna was broken anyway, but there's no glue. You can still take that off if you wanted to change it out for OEM spec later.